Now we are going to have Mr. Mark Ross do a brief overview of the competitions, what you guys have been through with the competitions, you know, how it started and how we're down to Daniel and Travis. So Mr. Mark Ross.
This is the finals of the National Spelling Bee competition. We do 3, 4, 5, and 6 project areas. 20 schools, 20 primary schools from all 4 regions were involved in this process. This process started in April when we came on board and we started the Energy Conservation League. A part of the Energy Conservation component, there were 2 things we wanted to do. One was to educate the students about energy conservation and demand-side management. Many of the students, or most of the students and teachers, did not know about demand-side management and what it means. But because of this program, a lot of the students know about this, the teachers know about this, the parents and families know about this, our communities know about this. Now after those educational sessions, those one-on-one interaction sessions with the students of the primary and secondary schools, the next step was to have a national spelling bee competition for primary schools, 20 primary schools, and a national debating competition, which is an ongoing process. So this here is a culmination of a lot of work from April to now, and we're very, very excited at GPL and the social management component of the project to actually have this aspect completed. Because from now, after this, we can now go on to phase 2, and involving the schools in the phase 2 areas. So, how the competition runs, or how is it organized? So 20 schools had to select 3 students each. We do the mathematics at 60 students, and it was a humongous, was a really huge task to organize those competitions. Now we didn't just want a competition like a regular competition, so what we did was we had the launch of the competition and we invited the students and the teachers to a workshop on the same day. The idea of that was to get the students prepared and to understand the basic rules and how a spelling bee competition run and how it's organized. So we invited Ms. Monica Monto, and we invited another specialist from the Ministry of Education to do the workshop for the debaters for the secondary schools and the spelling bee. So they understood things like vocab, pronunciation, and the rules of a spelling bee competition. So they didn't just benefit from the trophies, but they benefited intangibly from the knowledge that was going to be imparted to them at that workshop. Now after that was completed, we had round 1 where each region, the students had to compete for 3 top spaces. That's going on to round 2. And then out of that, we selected the 4 best spellers from each region, and they will be rewarded today, along with the 12 that came out from the 60. Now the 12 students had to then find top places from round 2 to the semi-final, to go on to the semi-finalists. And we had 4 students. And from that 4 students, we have our 2 finalists from Monterey Primary and from Shinanko Primary. We have Region 4 and we have Region 6. And this is what we wanted, not to have everything concentrated in Georgetown or Region 4, but to have a nice spread of the competition across the region. And so what we did was, rather than bringing everybody from out of the region to Georgetown as a concentrated place for the competition, we actually took the competition, which was another logistical nightmare, to go to the schools in the regions and have the students in schools that might not have had an experience of witnessing a spelling bee competition or a debating competition. So we took the competition to them so that they actually got excited and see the entire process as it unfolded. And if you talk to the schools, you talk to the teachers, they were excited. Some schools even requested that why were their school not selected to be host of the competition and why was it not a school? So there was those kinds of debates that we had to deal with. Nevertheless, we are at the final of the competition. There's about 5 schools that is listed haven't seen the other finalists. They said they're on their way and they're coming from Monaco. But I'd like to applaud the guy from Chitanga. They came all the way from Retracing and they're here early. Still right in our backyard is down here. So it shows some level of commitment from the students outside. So I wish both our finalists and when the other one comes, I wish both of them the best. And I wish all the students and the teachers and the schools the best in this competition. And as we said from the inception at the launch, every student is a winner in their own right. Why? Because to be selected as the best 3 to come from your school, which might have had at least 30 students in a class, that in itself is an achievement for each of those 60 students. They may not have come to the finals, but their teachers and their school recognize that they have the potential to come to our competition. So each of them are winners. So thank you very much, and we'd like you to stay with us for the rest of the session, and then we'll have the handing over ceremony. Thank you.
Representatives from GPL, colleagues within the Ministry of Education, head teachers, parents, and spellers, a pleasant good morning to you. The pleasure is mine to be your mistress for this for the GPL Spelling Bee competition. Before I begin, I'm going to repeat the rules one more time. As Nicole said, each pupil will be given 15 words to spell. At the end of spelling the 15 words, the points will be tallied and we will determine the winner. If, however, we have a tie, we go to a tiebreaker round, and each speller will be asked to spell the word. In this round, if a speller misses a word or spells a word incorrectly, the next speller will have the opportunity to spell that word. And if he can spell that word that is missed by the first speller, he will be declared the winner. To the participants, I would like you to pronounce each word before we begin spelling. You look at the judges, they're sitting right across there, and you say the word. They're going to listen to you to make sure that you're pronouncing the word correctly. Then you begin spelling. You have unlimited time in which to spell your word. But I trust you will not use all that time. I know you're very bright children and you can spell these words that I have here. When you are ready to spell your word, you are to look at me, not at the audience. You don't want anyone in the audience giving you clues about how to spell the word. So you say the word, you look at the judges and you say the word. They will tell you if you said it correctly. Then you look at me and you spell the word. Okay? Are we clear? Good. When you are finished spelling the word, the judges will decide whether you have spelled it correctly or not. And they will say to us that that's correct. When you hear that, you move on. Okay? Another rule, retracing. If you started to spell a word, you have to use the same letters that you began with if you're going to restart the word. So for example, if you wanted to spell the word power, and you started by saying PU, and then you remember that it is PO, unfortunately you cannot change any of the letters. The same letters that you started with, you have to continue. So ensure that you take your time, you listen to the word, you ensure that you visualize the word in your mind, and then you begin spelling the word first. They were given numbers to pull, and Travis pulled number 1. So Travis is going to get the first word. We are going to have a little computation, not to be a computation, a trial before we begin with the computation. Just to make sure that you understand me and that you can hear what I'm saying, okay? So Travis, this is not going to be a competition as yet. This is just a trial. So can you please spell for me the word energy? Energy. Let me just repeat that the judges, you need to say that's correct. If you spelled it correctly. Thank you. And Travis, your word is customer. Sorry, Daniel. Your word is customer.
Customer. C-U-S-T-O-M-E.
Thank you. So now we begin with the final competition. Travis, your word is quantization. Quantization.
Correct.
Daniel, your word is noxious. Noxious.
Noxious. N-O-X-I-O-U-S.
Travis, your word is profibus. Profibus.
We didn't hear.
Profibus. P-R-O-F-I-B-O-U-S.
You're on the finalist.
Okay, that's incorrect. I'm sorry, Travis. Please have a seat. Daniel, your word is crypt analysis. Crypt analysis.
Crypto. C-R-Y-P-C-A-N-Y-L-S-I-S.
What the word?
Say that again, please.
Cryptography. C-R-Y-P-C-A-N-Y-L-S-I-S.
Thank you.
We're not finding the word as quickly as you recording. Because we have to
And not
sort
only that, we are not hearing them clearly. I'm not hearing the distinct sound letters that they're saying. Okay, I don't know, or about to post it.
Travis and Daniel, please put the mic close to your mouth and speak as clearly and as loudly as you can. Okay?
What is the word that you're supposed to be spelling?
Crypt analysis.
Oh, crypt analysis. I didn't hear you. So I don't know what.
Crypt analysis.
C-R-Y-P-P-A-N-L-Y-S-I-S.
incorrect.
That's
That's incorrect. So we have gone through 4 words so far. Each speller has spelled 2 words. We have 26 more to go. Travis, your word is transconductance. Transconductance.
Transconductance. Transconductance.
That's correct.
Correct.
Daniel, your word is tubular. Tubular.
Tubular.
Say the word again.
Tubular.
Thank you, that's correct. Travis, your word is deterministic. Listen again. Deterministic.
Deterministic.
That's correct. Daniel, your word is deionization. Deionization. That's correct. Travis, your word is preemphasis. Preemphasis.
Preemphasis. Preemphasis.
Thank you. That's correct. Daniel, your word is partition. Partition.
Partition. Partition.
Correct. Yeah,
Please spell your word
Spell the word
again.
again, please.
Partition.
correct.
Travis, your word is debunch. Debunch.
Correct.
Daniel, your word is prominence. Prominence. That's correct. Travis, your word is monotonic. Monotonic. Daniel, your word is a hyphenated word, so please listen carefully. It is lithium ion. Lithium ion. That's correct. Travis, your word is synchronous. Synchronous. That's correct. Daniel, your word is thermocouple.
Target Profit. Target Profit.
Yes,
That's
that's
correct.
right.
Judges, can you tell me how many words we have gone through?
Okay?
8 words. Good. So we have completed so far 16 words, 14 more to go, 7 per speller. And so far each speller has only missed 1 word. Good. Travis, your word is thermistor.
Excuse me.
Mister.
Just a minute, that should be the word. That should be the word.
Thermistor.
Okay.
Target. Target.
That's not correct.
That's not
Incorrect.
correct. Daniel, your word is super heterodyne. Again, one more time, and don't go so quickly. Slow it down a bit, please. B-Y-N-E.
That's
correct.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's correct, Daniel. Travis, your word is amplifier. Amplifier. Daniel, your word is quiescent. Quiescent. That's correct.
That's correct.
Travis, your word is up converters. Up converters. That's correct. Daniel, your word is bidirectional. Bidirectional.
That's correct.
Please remember to say the word after you finish spelling it as well. Travis, your word is non-owned. Non-owned. Again, please. Sorry, that's not correct. Daniel, your word is jewel. Jewel. That's correct. Travis, your word is tachometer. Tachometer. I'm sorry, that's
That's not correct.
Daniel, your word is ampacity. Ampacity. That's correct. Judges, how many words? 13. 13. So we have Boost.
C-A-B-O-A-S.
Again, please.
Boost.
Say you're not saying it correctly.
I'm not saying the right word.
Please listen to me again. I said it's a hyphenated word, okay? Please listen again. Your word is boost. Boost.
Boost. B-U-B-O-A-S. Boost.
Sorry, that's not Daniel, your word is galvanic. Galvanic.
B-A-L-V-A-N-I-C.
That's correct. Now we're going to the final two words. Travis, your word is accelerometer. I'm going to say it again, please listen. Your word is accelerometer. Accelerometer.
That's it.
That's correct. Daniel, your final word in this round is Ethernet. Ethernet.
Ethernet. E-T-A-T-R-N-E-T.
That's correct. Thank you. There we have it. First word spelled by Daniel and Travis. You do? Yes. Okay, so tell me. Daniel is his name, yes. Daniel is the winner. Suppose I say you're wrong. Okay, let's just see what the judges said. Remember, it's not your decision, it's final. It's the judge's decision that is final. And I have the judge's score here. Daniel, of the 15 words that you were given to spell, you spelled one incorrectly, and therefore you have a score of 14 points. Please give her. Travis, of the 15 words you were given to spell, you spelled 5 of them incorrectly, and you have a score of 10 points. Please give it up. And so, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, our winner is Daniel.
Let me take this opportunity to extend a special good morning to all of you. See you acting GPL, see you technical judges, all the senior members of staff of GPL, of course our participants. I'm indeed happy and delighted to be here this morning to be a part of this what we consider as the Ministry of Education a very important activity, and that is the spelling bee competition. Right now we will know that in our country we are on a move to promote literacy, and we are on this drive, and therefore the fact that GPL has come on board it is significant to us in our attempt to ensure that the children, by extension, the population of Guyana become more literate. Sometimes when you walk around look too hard and long to recognize that, we still have a good percentage of persons out there who are not literate, and you see by the very actions and the behavior. And therefore, competitions of this nature have the tendency of cultivating the kind of spirit that we need in terms of our children becoming more literate. And so it is important that we learn to spell, because spelling helps us to make a connection between letters and their sounds. And so right now I am working on a massive paper, I'm almost there, in terms of what we can actually do in terms of changing what we see in our school system. Of course, it starts from the home, and then by extension, it goes into the school system. And then the parents come on board, and the school does what it has to do in relation to promoting literacy. And most importantly, when communities, the wider community and companies like GPL actually decide to come on board, you can see with that kind of connection, that kind of connectivity, you can see the kind of response that we really want to see happen as we attempt to deliver our literacy programs in the school system. And so I want to say to the management of GPL that we at the Ministry of Education, we are particularly gratified to know that you have embarked on an operation of this nature. And it is our view and our hope that many more companies and organizations will contribute their resources to have these kinds of competitions so that we can promote literacy in our country. It's amazing when you look sometimes, you think to read letters, what people write, people at certain operate at certain levels, what they write. I'm very serious about what I write and what I see. Apparently, you get the impression that some persons, they're just cas in the way that they do things. You see it in the way they talk and they really operate. And that has got to change if we're going to be a nation that is going to be productive, and we will have the kind of efficiency that we really want exhibited in our society. And so I'm grateful for the schools, and I think it is Daniel and Travis. Daniel and Travis, I was sitting in the back there, and I noted the competitive nature which they got all their business. And I think we should put our hands together again for both of them. I want to commend those teachers also who took time to train. I know from experience as an education officer for many years, some teachers act as though they're running the examinations, as though they're the ones who are going to do the spelling, and so they become hard when the children make mistakes and so on. And you see if I sat in the bathroom and the words up, and you see that's not fair. And so that is the kind of spirit though that we want, a competitive spirit in a friendly environment. And so I want to commend also the teachers of those schools who took time to actually train and to teach our children so that they can produce the kind of work that they have produced here this morning. So we must never forget that. And so I would like to take my seat now by saying one more time, we at the Ministry of Education, we're grateful for the contribution to this activity made by GPL, and we trust and we hope that this is just the beginning of something very new in our society, and that it will actually catch on, and therefore the whole notion of spreading the idea of promoting literate people in this society will be a task that will accomplish in the not so distant future. Thank you very much.
And in addition to the trophy, the beautiful trophy that we received, each of our students, because they're the top 12 students, in addition to the trophy, each of them are given a $5,000 book voucher from Austin Construction. So all from GPL, but you go to Austin to pick it up. Alright? So it's compliments to GPL and IDB, but you take the book vouchers to Austin Book Services and cash it. Just started. Yeah. Use. So that's region 3, top 3. Region 4, top 3 students are Daniel Wright from Eastern Providence Primary, but I don't see them here. So the next top 3 winner is Daniel Carso from Monroe Primary. Our next top 3 winner from Region 4 is Amrita Ganda from Enmore Hall Primary, but they're not here either. The next, so Region 5 now. I'm going to ask Ms. Indira Badal, our Public Relations Coordinator, to give the next 6 round 1 top medals for Region 5 and Region 6. So our first top scorer for Region 5 is Mr. Rajan Prasad from Quantization Primary. Our next top 3 for Region 5 is Mahindra Sukhdev, also from Quantization Primary. And the last top 3 student from Region 5 is Ms. Marissa Singh from Zealand Primary. Next, for Region 6, the top 3 scorers are Brianna Fraser, Port Moran Primary. And Travis is probably wondering when it's my turn. Is that being chosen from 1? So Travis Williams, our second top scorer for Region 6. And our final top scorer from round 1 from Region 6 is Mohammed Kassis from the South Primary. So we've got to recognize the schools and the teachers that would have worked very hard, tirelessly to prepare the students for this competition. So we'll invite the teacher from LaGrange Primary. We'll also invite the teacher from Wynn Forest Primary. And Monterey Primary. I'm not sure why HF looks so sad. Next is Cotton Tree Primary. We'll invite the teacher from Zealand Primary. We'll also ask the teacher from Port Moran Primary. Sheep Anchor Primary. And we're going to ask the teacher technical to present the trophies and book vouchers for the students in round 2. And next is Mahindra Sudhir from Factory Primary. I hope these kids have enough hands to, the children have enough hands to take all these trophies and vouchers home. Next is Marissa Singh from Zealand Primary. Now I wish I was a child. I still wish I was a child to receive all these trophies and book vouchers. And last but not least, Travis Williams from Chicago Primary. Travis probably wondering why I always last. Then they can go by region. I'm going to invite Mr. Hudson, Mr. Marcel Hudson, who has been very, very, very supportive from the Ministry of Education from the very inception of this project. Mr. Hudson has been there pushing things for us and making things happen. we're going to ask Mr. Hudson to present the two students who were the semi-finalists, and we know who they are. Daniel Franzo from Rico Primary. And Travis Williams. Thank you very much, Mr. Hudson. And we'll ask Mr. Dino Ryan, our Deputy Chief Executive Officer, to present our winners. And we know who our winners are, right? So our winners are Daniel Franzo, and Daniel receives a $20,000 voucher in addition to the one he just selected. And I'm really pleased with this trophy. I don't think he'll be able to carry the trophy. And to reinforce what we said, each of them, we didn't want to just give the first. The winner of our voucher, we also gave our second place winner a $10,000 voucher in addition to all the other. Now I'll call the schools to collect their trophies. We'll start with the winning school, which is primary. The winning school. We have a trophy also for our top scorer, which was just given. The school is just for the top, and a trophy for a second place winner, which is Travis. So Travis, please come to get your another trophy. Alright, so I think we probably mistaken, we left that one in the office. So we get that one. Because there's so many trophies packed up in boxes with especially anti-dating competition. So we'll ask the teachers from Cotton Tree Primary, the semi-final winners, Cotton Tree Primary, the teacher from Cotton Tree Primary, the knockout, yeah, the two semi-finalists that was knocked out of the competition. And Zealand Primary. Alright, thanks Mr. Right? I'm going to ask Mr. Cook, our local consultant, who is very important in making this project happen, in managing this project. And we're going to ask him to present the trophies to the schools in round 2. And there are 4 schools. Monrico Primary. So Monrico Primary, please come up. Cotton Tree Primary, Zealand Primary, Anchor Primary. Alright, so that ends our presentation ceremony. And I want to thank you guys for Ben Sharon cheers for her to give the vote to us. After that, we'll invite you to have lunch with us.
Thank you, Mr. Ross. Acting Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Foreign Lighting, judges, esteemed teachers, students, all colleagues, I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Most of all, to say that I want to commend the management of the Ghana Foreign Lighting and the IBD for taking this opportunity to invest in our future. As Mr. Hudson said, we need to have a more informed society, and it is important for us to nurture our children. And how are we doing that? We're doing that through spelling bee competitions, school education programs, and community outreaches. Today, I am so pleased. I am pleased to the point of tears to see these children. They're brave. When I was their age, I was timid, very timid. But I must say that I am very, very extremely pleased at what they will have produced. And of course, it's because of our teachers. If it weren't for you, they probably wouldn't be here. But again, we want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And have a pleasant lunch.
So for Ron, students that went on for the 60th, he was the best speller. Inviting Chappelle, and I'm calling him to the popular Alicia Dal, Herbalal. Daniel, right? Oh, Daniel isn't here. Oh, Aryan, you haven't got a certificate for being a top scorer from 1 Region 3. You're a top scorer, but you are also the best speller. Region 4, best speller. Amrita Ganda. Amrita isn't here. So, Daniel Pramsuk, top scorer, round 1, Region 4.
You can smile.
Raju Prasad, top scorer, round 1, Region 5.
Anyone you want to thank? Making a return? Parents, anyone else? Okay then, thanks, Jarvis.